What's up everybody, I'm HoopsandHipHop. So everybody has different things they hope for whenever we receive a new set of Pokemon, and I think one thing most people always enjoy is when we receive new evolutions for older Pokemon. It's a fun way to expand and get creative with older designs, and I think the original shock and awe of receiving these evolutions for the first time in Gold and Silver has left us wanting more ever since. So today, I am going to be counting down my personal top 5 evolutions and pre-evolutions that I'd like to see and that would be really cool to see in Sun and Moon. Now most of these are evolutions, but there is one pre-evolution as well, so I will explain my reasoning for wanting a pre-evolution once we get to that Pokemon. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and without further ado, let's get started. Starting the list at number 5 is Tropius, and this is the Pokemon that I'd like to see get a pre-evolution. Tropius does need something to help its sucky stats, but I think a Mega Evolution would work better than an evolution. This design by Lydario on DeviantArt is right along the lines of what I'd like to see. The reason why I think a pre-evolution would work better is that it just feels like it would fit better for an already big Pokemon like Tropius, and I think it would be a good way to allow you to get Tropius on your team earlier in the game, similar to how they put Riolu early on in the game in Black and White 2. Also, Tropius just really needs some attention, so ideally I'd like to see Tropius receive both a pre-evolution and a Mega Evolution, and I think it's an ideal candidate for that kind of treatment. I mean, Alola is a tropical region and Tropius is a tropical Pokemon, so it's the perfect time for this to happen. Come on, Game Freak, the chance is there. Take it. Coming in at the number 4 spot is Combee. It always bugged me, no pun intended, that Combee evolves into Vespiquen if it's a female, but doesn't evolve at all if it's male. This was the perfect opportunity to have male Combee evolve into a hornet, a killer bee, or even just a bigger honeybee, and give it a gender-based branched evolution, which would have been awesome. Sadly, Game Freak didn't take that chance, but it doesn't mean they can't still do so. This design by GregAndrade on DeviantArt shows how well a male Combee evolution could work. It resembles a warrior, which fits great with Vespiquen being a queen. This is just too good of an opportunity for Game Freak to pass up, and I hope somewhere down the line it becomes a reality, even if it's not in Sun and Moon. Number 3 is probably one of the most requested Pokemon to receive an evolution, and that Pokemon would be Dunsparce. Right now, Dunsparce doesn't really do anything. It just sort of exists, and that's it. The fact that it's basically a snake with wings and is based on mythical creatures like the Tsuchinoko in Japan and possibly the feathered serpent from many different Mesoamerican religions gives it way too cool of an inspiration to just stay the way it is forever. This design by Knazgle and this design by facelesscow on DeviantArt do a good job of showing this Pokemon's evolutionary potential. I don't know about you guys, but these spikes and this entire blue section on the bottom of its face always looks kinda like a beard to me, and with Dunsparce's closed eyes, it looks kinda like an old man. With that being said, it would be really cool if Game Freak used these features in its evolution to make it a super wise looking snake dragon. I think we can all agree that we need this. Really, really badly. At number 2 is the one, the only, Mr. Mime, everybody's favorite humanoid mime/clown looking Pokemon. Ever since we got Mime Jr. as a pre-evolution to Mr. Mime in Gen 4, I've always thought that it would be great to get an evolution to Mr. Mime called Mime Senior. Since this is an idea of my own, I had my buddy Mayo over on Twitter drop this design for me. The idea behind this is that since his name is Mime Senior, he's obviously going to be old. That's where the beard, drooping ear thingies, and staff come in. With his age, I thought that Mime Senior could also become very wise and have his psychic powers become super strong, hence the aura. I know that this would kind of go against Mr. Mime's goofy personality, but with a name like Mime Senior that flows so perfectly from Mime Jr. and Mr. Mime, I figured the senior part of his name would need to be incorporated into the design. I would really like to see something like this happen in Sun and Moon, and I hope that at least somewhere down the line it becomes a reality. Also, go check out Mayo on Twitter. Link is in the description. At the very top of this list is a Pokemon that we just received back in X and Y, Heliolisk. The reason why Heliolisk is so high up on this list is because it has so much going on with the sun. Its name is partly derived from Helios, the personification of the sun in Greek mythology. The frills on its neck also resemble the sun, and it is largely based on a frilled neck lizard, who are ectothermic, meaning they control their body temperature by laying out in the sun to get warm. And on top of all of that, it evolves from Helioptile by the use of a sunstone. Man, Solrock isn't even that sunny. However, despite all this, Heliolisk is an electric normal type. Normal does not fit Heliolisk at all in my opinion. It honestly should be pure electric type, if not electric fire, because of all the references to the sun. However, I believe its unusual normal typing is a hint that it could possibly receive an evolution that drops the normal type and gains the fire type instead. This design by Hyshirey on DeviantArt is a good example of what a Heliolisk evolution could look like. I really like how it becomes more dinosaur-like, and since it would likely be a fire type, you can include some sort of fire-like representation into the design as well. Even though I would personally prefer a regular evolution for Heliolisk, I think a Mega is way more likely, just because there's not currently a Pokemon in existence that evolves again after evolving with the use of a stone. Since Helioptile evolves into Heliolisk with a Sunstone, that puts its chances of evolving again pretty low. However, I think it's pretty likely that Heliolisk will get a Mega that is electric fire, and I would not be surprised at all if it happened in Sun and Moon. And those were my top 5 evolutions and pre-evolutions that I would like to see in Pokemon Sun and Moon. I really hope that we get at least a couple evolutions for previous Pokemon in this game, because while Mega evolutions are great, I honestly prefer regular evolutions, and I hope that Megas don't make Game Freak forget about the thrill and excitement we all feel from getting those regular evolutions to previous Pokemon. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more Pokemon videos and remixes, and as always, I'll smell you guys later.